Welcome to another edition of Currently in Quincy. I'm Joe Catalano. Today we welcome back Al Bina of the Quincy Quarry and Granite Workers Museum. Talk about their new season, which starts tomorrow. First, though, we take a look at the weather and the news for you. Currently in Quincy, March is coming in like a lamb today. Lots of sunshine out there. It's 34 degrees right now. It should warm up to the mid-40s this afternoon with abundant sunshine. The breeze has died down a bit, too, making it a little more comfortable. Lows drop off to the lower 30s this evening, and the first weekend of March looks a little gray and damp with some showers around, mostly tomorrow afternoon. Will be mild, though, with a high around 50 degrees. Mostly cloudy on Sunday. There's a slight risk of a shower. Sunday's highs even a little warmer into the low 50s. And a gray on Monday with the rain moving in by Monday night, and a high Monday around 48 degrees. Actually, most of next week looks rather wet. So enjoy today. Lots of sunshine, 34 degrees in Quincy right now. Checking out the news for you today, Quincy Mayor Thomas Koch says that he had a lengthy and productive meeting with Lieutenant Governor Kim Driscoll at the State House last week. Koch said he urged Driscoll to consider additional state funding for Quincy College.
The argument that Quincy College is a public college, therefore we should be eligible, even though we're not part of the state community college system. So anyway, the governor and lieutenant governor are trying to be supportive of that issue, so we'll continue to work on that. We'd like to get a permanent solution going forward on that. You know, Quincy College does a remarkable job. It usually scores highest amongst all those other state colleges in the same realm, if you will, and we do it cheaper and more efficiently. So we'll see what happens there. And plus, we talked about help with one of our parking garages we're going to be building in Quincy Center. Reminded the lieutenant governor that actually years ago, under the Patrick administration, we had an approval for funding for an iCube garage, which is kind of a complicated program, but it pledges the new state taxes in that area to help pay down the bond on the parking. So we don't know if we're going to be able to revisit that program, but at least try to find another way to help the city build one of the garages that we're going to be building for the downtown.
The mayor said he does not want Quincy College to become part of the state college system, but does feel it should receive state funding because it is a public school. Koch also said he told Driscoll the importance of continuing the state funding for improvements to the MBTA and for state funding for the plans for a new Squantum Elementary School. Well, today is the last day of early voting for next Tuesday's presidential primary here in Massachusetts. And here in Quincy, early voting is taking place through 4:30 this afternoon in the Great Hall at Quincy City Hall. City Clerk Nicole Crispo explains that if you are enrolled in a political party, you must take that party's ballot.
If you're in the Democrat, Republican, or Libertarian parties, they do have a party ballot, so you will have to take that party ballot. There's always room for a write-in. So if you choose to, write in a Republican or a Libertarian on the Democratic ballot, you may do so. For everyone who is unenrolled and designated in a political designation, you may take any of the three ballots, the Democrat, the Republican, or the Libertarian ballot.
Crispo says unenrolled voters will remain unenrolled regardless of which ballot they choose. Mail-in voting is also underway, although it is too late to request a mail-in ballot. Mail-in ballots are due back at the city clerk's office by March 5th at 8 p.m. and there is a ballot drop box located right outside Quincy City Hall. And of course, in-person voting will take place next Tuesday from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. at all 31 precincts in Quincy. Quincy police still searching for that car and driver responsible for a hit-and-run pedestrian crash in Quincy on Tuesday evening that left a 53-year-old man from Texas with serious injuries. Video released on Wednesday shows a dark-colored SUV hitting a man in a crosswalk on Southern Artery right near the Presidential Estates apartments at about 6 p.m. If you watch the top of your screen here, you'll see the moments just before the pedestrian is struck. The police say the victim did trigger the pedestrian crossing signals, which were flashing when he was hit. The victim was thrown backwards toward the sidewalk. He remains hospitalized today. The driver sped north toward South Street. Police say the vehicle was a dark-colored midsize SUV that will have damage on the passenger side fender, bumper, hood, and windshield. Anyone with information is asked to contact Quincy Police. Police have also released video of a car believed to have been involved in a deadly shooting on Interstate 95 in Foxborough last month. Norfolk County District Attorney Mike Morrissey says the video is from another driver's dashboard camera that shows the suspect vehicle speeding by on the right-hand side just after the shooting on February 3rd that left Justin Parker of North Attleboro dead.
February 3rd at approximately 9:30 p.m., Justin Parker was driving towards his home in North Attleboro when he was involved in a deadly encounter on Route 95 South near the intersection of Route 140. Thanks to the public's health, we have identified or tried to identify what we believe to be a vehicle that may have been involved in this incident. It is dark or gray, silver in color, believed to be a Hyundai Sonata that has undergone some cosmetic changes. If you're able to provide additional information on the location of this vehicle or its owner, please contact the state police. Do not attempt to approach the vehicle or its occupants. The state police can be reached at 781-327-9801.
Investigators believe somebody in that suspect vehicle fired multiple shots at Parker's car, killing him. Parker's car swerved into another vehicle, causing that to roll over several times, but there were no other injuries. Investigators are asking for the public's help in identifying the suspect car, which was speeding and moving erratically on I-95 South at the time of the shooting. Well, the Quincy College men's hockey team is now tournament bound. The Granite will travel to Westchester, Pennsylvania for the 2024 College Hockey National Championship tournaments. The team finished first place in the New England Independent Hockey Conference, 7th nationally in Division III. In the first round of the tournament action, number 5 seeded Granite will face number 3 Kennesaw State University from Georgia. This will be next Saturday, March 9th at 9 a.m. Granite hockey was launched in 2022 under coaches Kyle Robertson and Matt Gibbons, and 7 players are from Quincy, including team captain Robbie Cameron. It's our check of news for you today. Coming up, Al Bina of the Quincy Quarry and Granite Workers Museum joins us to talk about the new season. That's next. Welcome back. The Quincy Quarry and Granite Workers Museum at the Lions Turning Mill off Rusciuti Drive in West Quincy opens for the season tomorrow. So the President Al Bina has stopped on by to bring us a little update on what will be happening for 2024. Happy New Year, Al.
Very good. Great to be here, Joe.
Nice to see you.
Yeah.
Hard to believe. Here we are again.
Here we
Another
are.
season.
Yeah, opening a new season now.
How many years for the museum now?
Well, this is going on about, I'd say about 12 years.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I originally it was a very small operation. Now we've kind of expanded,
You have definitely
Yeah.
expanded,
Yeah.
yeah. You have members now. How many members have you got, roughly?
Pandemic really knocked heck out of us. We lost about almost 40 members during the pandemic, that just didn't come back, We're up to we're averaging around 150, 155, which is pretty good.
Not
for
bad.
us. Yeah.
Not bad, yeah. And who are the members? I mean, where do they come from? What are their backgrounds? What
Funny
are they
thing is, they
interested
come
in?
from all over.
All
We
over?
get them from across the country.
Neat.
People that have, the website is unbelievable. People jump on your website and, they see what you're doing in Quincy. And we get people in California that say, hey, my great-grandfather worked in the granite industry. I picked up your website.
Yeah.
Really interesting. I'd like to join to have you keep, saving this history.
Yes.
So we get them from Quincy to California and from up and down the East Coast.
Neat.
Yep.
Yeah. How does one become a member of the Quincy Quarry and Granite Workers Museum?
All they have to do is
Ask.
Ask.
Yeah.
You know, definitely in all our literature, even on the website, there is a place on our website that you can become a member by
Right.
joining.
Yep. And what are the benefits of being a member? What do you guess?
We do a newsletter
Yep.
4 times a year,
Yep.
and
The
and
granite
again-
chips, right?
the granite chips.
Yes. I look forward to mine every season.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I say, membership, they can stop by anytime they want.
Right.
Of course, we don't charge, we have no membership, no admission fee to a museum or
Right.
the Turning Mill, you know. It's just open, basically.
Yep.
We love to have people come, you know.
Is there a membership fee?
Yeah, we got a standard fee. Student, I think, is $5. We got
Okay.
a $5 just, and we have got some student members, which is kind of great. You know that there are some young people that are interested in history.
That's nice.
You know.
Yeah.
And you run to the individual would be 15, a family would be 25.
Okay.
You go to, and then you can go up to business, which would be 100.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
so-
Do you have some businesses? that
Yes,
are
we do.
members? Yeah. Some local
We
businesses.
have local businesses that do support us.
That's
which is
great.
great.
Excellent.
You know.
And then it's nice too because it's educating folks about the history of their own city.
Sure. Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
it was a big part of
yeah.
Quincy's industrial past.
Industrial past, definitely. It was really the turn of the century. It really was the largest employer in the city of Quincy.
That's
here.
right. Yeah.
In the, again, when you think of when we look into the history of the granite industry, excuse me.
Sure.
What's really interesting is the wave of immigrants that are brought to this country. You know, we've seen the influx of migrants today coming into the country. Back then, it was just waves of immigrants from Eastern Europe that really came to this country to work the granite industry.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. And then later the shipbuilding industry.
Shipbuilding industry,
in
right,
Quincy as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So history repeats itself, I guess,
Repeats itself,
over
yeah.
and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there a granite industry anymore anywhere?
In Quincy?
I mean, anywhere.
Oh yeah, there is.
There
you
is.
know, up in New Hampshire, they're still
Okay.
quarrying granite. In
Okay.
Maine, they're still quarrying granite. And across the country, there are quarries quarrying granite,
Yeah.
quarrying stone.
Yeah.
You know, so there is still operations in the actual quarrying of granite or quarrying of stone. you
Yeah.
know.
And is it still used as a building material, or is it more for art and things of that
Mainly
nature?
today, it's building and construction.
It is.
Mostly your curbings, like
I see. Okay.
New Hampshire, they're great for producing a lot of the curbings that, when they run these new streets around the curbing going in, it's definitely New Hampshire granite.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, but we're not seeing granite buildings like City Hall
No,
going up
no,
anymore,
no,
right?
No more of that.
Yeah.
Just too costly, I
Yep.
think. It's just too costly.
Sure. Let's talk a little bit about the new season. What's new for 2024 at the museum?
Yeah, we're opening tomorrow.
Okay.
Weather, we'll be there, weather permitting.
Despite weather,
Despite weather, we'll be there
Okay.
tomorrow.
because there is an indoor venue.
There is an indoor. We have 2 little buildings now. We have one fairly good-sized building and another small building that we just put up at the end of last year.
Yes, we have a
last
picture
season.
we can show folks
Yeah,
of that, actually. Yeah.
And and like I say, we'll be there, rain or shine.
Okay.
You know,
And what are the hours?
the hours are actually 11 to 3.
Okay. All right. You might be okay, actually, because I think the rain might hold off till later.
Hold off till the
Yeah.
afternoon. Yeah.
Hopefully. Don't hold me to that, though.
What we do like to do is we like to put out these 3 by 4 foot pictures, and we hate to put them out in the rain because.
Of course, yeah.
So if it looks like it's really going to rain, I don't think we'll be putting out the 3 by 4 pictures of the historic granite industry.
Sure.
You know.
Taking a look at your buildings there
Yep,
now.
yep, that's the new building. The new building is on the right. In fact, that sign that's on the West Quincy, that's the original sign that was on the old West Quincy Depot.
Oh,
The granite branch of the New York, New Haven, and Hartford Railroad. That was the actual sign that came off of the original.
oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Where did you find the sign?
It came from. It was saved by Dave Hodgkins. I don't know if you remember
Yep,
the name
sure.
Dave Hodgkins. Years ago, he tried to start a museum. He did have a small museum, but it really never went materialized. And he unfortunately saved this sign. So where he got it, I don't know where he got
Okay.
it, but he did save it.
Okay. And a lot of other stuff, too.
And then when Dave passed away, all his quarry memorabilia we inherited.
Yes.
You know, so it was great.
Yeah, it's a great exhibit. It really
And
is.
you know, we owe a lot to Dave Hodgkins because he did save a lot of this history, granite industry history, when no one else was saving it here in the city of Quincy. If it wasn't for him, it would have been gone forever.
Is that right?
You know? So we got to be thankful for Dave that he did save this. You know.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Seeing as we're looking at pictures, let's look at the other ones that you brought with you
Sure.
today and see what's
Yeah.
next.
This is one of the new walking displays we have around.
Yeah.
This is actually, this would have been a huge block of granite that would have been pulled out of the quarry, and then it would have been cut up in pieces as it sat on the quarry edge, you know, so then they could work it into smaller granite products, you know. So we did a walk around with it, you know, we put some, it was like a gravel we put around it so it avoid the tripping hazard.
Yep.
So this is kind of one of the new, and we got the interpretive information, the
I see the
signs are
signs there, yeah.
with the interpretive information to explain you just what it was and how they actually quarried it out of the quarry, how they got it to the site. you
Yeah.
know.
A lot of this was done by hand,
By
right? There
hand,
were not
oh,
a
yeah.
lot of power tools.
It was all manual labor.
Yeah,
back
there were
then,
some
you know.
steam power
There was
tools,
steam
right?
power,
But,
yes, there
but
was,
not a lot.
Not very much.
Yeah,
no.
sure. Let's take a look at the next one here.
Again, this is another project we're working on right now. This is the actual back of the mill.
Oh, okay.
And we're doing a walking path now so people can actually walk around the complete mill and really look at, see how it looked at from a different perspective. You
Yes.
know? And then out back there, fortunately, as we're cleaning that area, we've discovered a couple of really historic sites. One is the actual location of the one of the blacksmith shops that were actually located at the rear of the mill that serviced the mill when it was in operation. So this path will actually lead to that. And again, we'll have interpretive information and people can actually see what's on the ground there. There's actually artifacts that actually are on the ground that were related to that blacksmith shop that was right at that location. So
Okay.
that's kind of interesting.
Yes, after 12 years, you're still finding
Still
things.
finding things, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Take a look at the next one.
The next one again is this is right at the quarry area too. It's another display we just put there. It was actually the base of a mast and boom, and it would have been located right at this edge of the quarry.
Okay.
You know? And again, we've kind of cleaned the quarry area up. There was a lot of dead trees and a lot of dead
Debris.
vegetation that was there.
Yeah.
Due to the water level in the quarry changes, and what happens
Yep.
is the trees had got waterlogged and they just died. So we cleared that area out so we had people can sit there and have a great view of the quarry now.
Yeah, you can
know.
see the water level there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
the water level is really up high now.
It looks like it, yeah. Okay. I think we have one more to show. Yes.
Again, this is right at the quarry edge. This is the old bucket that they used to lower the people down into the quarry, and then remove the excessive grout, the scrap.
Mm-hmm.
And this is right at the quarry edge too. Again, we've kind of cleaned the quarry edge up, so you kind of get a good view of the quarry itself now.
Yeah, now which quarry is this, Al?
This is the old Lions Quarry.
Lions Quarry.
It's located right at the turning mill.
Okay.
Fortunately, it's one of the quarries that haven't been filled in yet. So we still got a small quarry that's not filled in
Okay.
in Quincy.
Are there others that are not
There
filled
are a
in?
few others
Smaller
on the
ones,
golf course. There are a few
that one,
others that
sure.
are still not filled in. They're part of the golf course itself.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
But everything else has really been filled in the city of Quincy.
Yeah. Yeah, for safety
So
reasons.
fortunately, we still have a quarry at the turning mill.
Okay, all right. We do have some video too that we want to show. You haven't seen
Yeah,
this before.
I haven't seen this.
No,
No,
but
no.
this was shot from the parking lot of Granite Links, just
Granite
up the
Links,
street there,
yeah.
and you can see an overview of the entire turning mill.
Yes, yeah, that's great. It's great. You've done this with the leaves off.
Yes.
So now you can see a lot more. Yeah, the turning mill. It was a fairly large-sized building.
It looks it, yeah.
You know,
So there would have been a roof, there would have been windows.
would have been a roof, would have been a window. It
Okay.
went up actually almost another story above that. You know. So
Oh, really?
Lost a lot of it through the freeze-thaw cycle. It just kept deteriorating.
Sure.
We have capped it, with a concrete cap.
To
So
stop
that's
the
kind of
deterioration, yeah.
Stop the deteroration.
Okay,
right
but you
there.
can see how close it is to the edge of the cliff there.
Yeah,
With
right.
the clubhouse just
Clubhouse
off to the
is
left
right
there.
there.
Yeah.
And the quarry is basically right below the clubhouse. you know.
Yes, yeah. Was the turning mill itself built out of Quincy Quarry? Quincy Granite?
Oh, yes.
It was,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. The next step we've capped it now to stabilize it. The next step is to do the repointing, but the problem with that is it's going to be a very expensive proposition because you say it's all Quincy granite, but
Yeah.
when they built it, they only used the scrap granite.
Yep.
So it was all small pieces of granite. It wasn't the big, large pieces that were marketable, that they could make money on.
Sure, because
They
they sold
used-
those, right?
They sold those.
Yeah.
They just the scrap. So now the building is really built with a lot of scrap,
Huh.
which would mean a lot of repointing. So it's going to be a costly situation to repoint it. But we're actually going to again apply for more preservation funding
Yes.
to try to start the process of repointing it. you
Okay,
know.
all right. I know when we talked last season, one of your hopes for that second building that you have was to have kind of lectures, right, and exhibits. And is that
Yes,
going to
yeah.
happen? Yeah.
It's going to happen. Yep, we've got that there. We've got some chairs now that we've purchased chairs. We've got a projector. We've got a screen in there now. We can put about 12 to 14 people in
Okay.
there, which is good. We can do small presentations on the different aspects of the granite industry. you
Yeah,
know.
things with the schools, perhaps.
Things with the
programs
schools. We'd love to
schools?
have the schools come up there, definitely.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Next year, as you know, is Quincy 400, Al.
Right. Yeah.
Is the museum planning to do anything in terms of recognizing that?
We haven't heard. We'll be open, definitely.
Of course,
We'll
yeah.
definitely be open. The unfortunate thing is, and I say that now on air here, that the city hasn't approached us yet to say, gee, what are you going to do? Or what can we do for your,
Right.
We'd like you involved in it.
Yep.
And it was such a big part of the granite industry.
Right.
I'm really kind of disappointed right now of the committees that they have that haven't really approached us because it was such a big part of the history of Quincy.
Absolutely,
but,
yeah. Not yet.
So we'll
anyway.
see, but
Okay.
we will be open and we'll do different programs. We'll have stone splitting, we'll have stone finishing, we'll have quarry walks. We'll definitely do something like we've done in the past.
Sure, yeah. So, well, who knows? Maybe
Who
maybe
knows?
some action from being on
Who knows?
today.
Somebody
Al.
they might reach out to us. Hopefully they do.
Yeah, well, it would seem a no-brainer, right?
Right. Yeah.
It is now the property itself is within the city's jurisdiction.
It's within the city jurisdiction. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I know that you specifically requested that to stay with the city.
Stay
right?
within the city.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that way you'd be eligible for the community preservation
Right.
funds
Yeah.
and maybe some other funds as well.
Yeah.
Would the state ever get involved at all, or is that something that's
Well, it's
not-
on the national register. It's on the state register.
Okay.
You know what I mean? The problem, we've tried to apply for grants.
Yeah,
You got to be a Philadelphia lawyer today to write one of these grants.
so you need a grant writer.
You need a grant writer.
Okay.
A grant writer is a profession today.
Yeah.
And you really need a grant writer to write these grants. And I sure ain't a grant writer.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of bureaucratic red tape, I'm sure, that you need to sift through.
It's like I said, I tried to do a couple of them, and I just kind of had to give up because
Sure.
there was just so much involved.
Okay,
But hopefully, grant writer might come along someday.
yeah.
Hopefully.
Well, I mean, if nothing else, do a fundraiser to pay for a grant writer,
Sure.
right? That
Yeah,
might be the
we
next
could do that.
the next
Yeah.
step, sure. You talk about, we give tours and we do presentations. Who's we? Who are the folks that?
Well, like I say, we've got
Work at the museum.
again, we've got 150 to 60 members now. In any organization, you've only got a very core number of really people that, are day-to-day people.
Yes.
You know what I mean? We've got about 12 people that are really involved. That are with us daily. You know. If I'm not there, somebody else is there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's like I say.
Volunteers, though, right? These are
Oh yeah, they're all
volunteers.
volunteers. Yeah.
Sure.
yeah.
Do they have a history in the granite industry? The
Several of them
quarrying
do.
industry?
Their
They do. Okay.
grandparents or their grandparents had worked in the industry, and
Sure.
that's what made them really interested in getting involved with
Yeah,
this. You know?
yeah. Is there volunteer opportunities at the
Oh,
museum?
definitely.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
Definitely.
Maybe some young folks get
Yeah,
involved?
we'd love to get some young folks involved.
I
So I'm
noticed.
getting too old for this. I want somebody younger to come
Oh,
along.
Not buying that for a minute, Al. You've done amazing things. Yeah, I don't think you take enough credit. The museum folks don't take enough credit for the work that they've accomplished over these past 10, 12 years. From literally nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
From literally dirt in the ground,
Dirt in the ground, yeah.
to now a functioning museum.
Well,
so.
like I say, Joe, we're chipping away
Yes.
at it, but don't take it for granted.
Ba-dum-bum.
Ba-da-bum-bum.
On your website, I noticed things that you need, things that you want. There's a whole list of like tools and artifacts and things that you're still looking for. So
Sure.
folks should check that out and then search their basements and their sheds and their attics and garages and donate them, right?
That's where we get them from,
Yeah.
basically, yeah. And again, the website is so powerful. You
Sure.
know, once that's out there and people see what we need, we've got donations coming in all the time.
That's great.
Yeah.
First weekend of every month, right?
First weekend of every month, but we are open really basically all the time.
Yep.
Just give us a call, and we'll have one of these volunteers or myself, we'll be up there to open it up and give you a tour.
All right.
So basically, we're almost open all the time. Just give us a call,
At request.
at request.
Good to see you as always, Al. Appreciate it.
It's great to be here with you, Joe.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Just enough time to check the forecast for you for the rest of the day today. It's going to be great. Lots of sunshine, temperatures in the low to mid 40s. This afternoon, light winds too, so it won't feel so bad. Clouding up tonight, lows drop off to the lower 30s, and that means some rain. Hopefully holding off for Al by tomorrow afternoon with mild temperatures, though, around 50 degrees. Not too bad on Sunday. Cloudy, a slight risk of a shower, a little bit warmer. And then some more rain moves in here for Monday night with a high again around 50. Thanks again to Albina for joining us from the Quincy Quarry and Granite Workers Museum.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks to our crew, and thank you for watching. Monday here in the show, Joanne Peterson is stopping by from Learn to Cope. They're celebrating their 20th anniversary this year. It's a substance use addiction recovery support group. We hope you can join us for that. It started right here in Quincy. Meantime, check our website anytime. It's qatv.org. You'll find our latest programs. There's news and information there, video on demand, live streaming, and a whole lot more. For all of us here at QATV, I'm Joe Catalano. Have a great weekend.